The Issues with Digital Payments and Storage, a presentation by Amanda Vertel. Cash is becoming a thing of the past. Many people pay with credit or debit cards without actual cash ever being present. Some places don't even accept cash at all. Also, the way people pay bills is largely done online. Instead of business owners running to the bank to deposit cash taken in, it is now automated to be taken from the customer's account and it's deposited into the merchant's account via digital transactions. With everything being digitalized and apps being a prevalent tool marketed to customers, technology has allowed us extreme convenience and emphasizes going digital. You can access pretty much any information that you want through a smartphone, tablet, or laptop. You never even have to leave your house. Digital communication has impacted the healthcare system in a significant way. Patients are encouraged to create an account online to make appointments, refill prescriptions, review lab results, contact the doctor, and make payments and see statements in real time. Essentially, every aspect of healthcare can be done online. Digital doctors are now a thing too. You can get a diagnosis from a doctor via FaceTime without ever leaving your house. Tablets have replaced doctors' clipboards and sign-in sheets, and passwords have replaced locked filing cabinets. The way that facilities operate is more digitally dependent than ever. In Chapter 14, we read about the control that surrounds the healthcare system. The author stated that the existence of hugely expensive medical technologies are often mandatory to use. The way that healthcare professionals document patient information is moving to a totally paperless way of conducting business. The doctor doesn't need to think as much, and essentially they are just there to input information. They are human robots, as George Ritzer discussed in Chapter 14. A positive aspect of digitally storing patient information is that everything about the patient can be accessed with a few clicks. All the patient's records come up, and it avoids the issue of lost paperwork. It is convenient for a doctor to have all relevant information about a patient's history and can help lead to a quicker, more accurate diagnosis. Another positive aspect of digitalizing healthcare is that medicine, like painkillers, are often set on a timed drip so that not too much or too little can be administered to the patient. Digital precision allows for pinpoint accuracy. A negative aspect of digitally storing patient information is that computers are not perfect. If patient information gets lost digitally, it can be very difficult or even impossible to retrieve. Additionally, entering patient symptoms into a computer allows the computer to dictate how their condition should be categorized to the doctor, instead of the doctors using their knowledge and medical judgment. It also determines how the patient's condition should be categorized and how long they must be hospitalized. This takes away from doctors using their medical expertise to treat a patient, but also may eliminate any unnecessary course of action that the doctor may want to attempt. The digital age regarding healthcare has exposed a privacy problem. Under HIPAA, medical employees are only supposed to have access to the minimum necessary to do their jobs, which can be tricky. Who decides what is minimal? It is relatively easy to access patient records if you work in a hospital. Employees that look through unnecessary records are not only violating the law, but they are violating the patient's right to privacy under the Fourth Amendment. Digital safety and security. Digital content like social security numbers, names, addresses, birth dates, etc. can be stolen by hackers and patient information can be wiped out of the system unintentionally. The issue with digital safety and security came about with the movement from paper documentation to digital documentation. Hackers are able to steal a big number of people's information all at one time. They can steal patient records as well as personal information. The issue is about the violation of people's privacy and feeling of security. The facility where information is stolen from is liable for any leaked information. Patients and customers are the ones targeted. Their information is stolen and used in fraudulent transactions. The facility is also impacted because they are responsible for keeping patient or consumer information private. In 2013, 40 million Americans had their financial information and personal data stolen due to a breach in Target's security system. An additional 70 million customers had their addresses and mobile phone numbers stolen. It is important to know that customers' personal information should be protected. A person's entire life can come apart if they are the victim of identity theft. It can take many years to rebound from the repercussions of identity theft. The digital age of society is eliminating jobs once performed by humans. It is also eliminating the need for smart people that think creatively and outside of the box. Why would a company want to provide a salary plus benefits to a person when they can spend a fraction of the would-be salary on a robot to do the job with exact precision? People that did not grow up making payments online are hesitant about doing so, and with good reason. A lot of older generations are scared to pay online because they are unsure of how secure it is and how it works. Additionally, the convenience of making payments online almost outweighs the potential risks that customers face with online scammers. In the future, I think the way that facilities receive payments will be totally electronic. There are approximately $200 million in counterfeit bills in the United States. So if businesses can move away from cash, they are more likely to be paid appropriately for the services and products that they provide. There will always be people that try to steal personal and financial information for their own personal gain. We just need to be smarter in identifying how they do so. People can be educated on how to spot phishing on their computers and in their emails. Businesses are currently required to have malware software installed, but when Target got hacked, they were using a free version, which is an acceptable form of protection for individuals, but not for huge companies. Banks have been offering payment protection where they send you a text message before letting a transaction that they deem questionable go through. Also recently introduced is a freeze option for your credit or debit card. You can temporarily disable your card if you misplace it. In recent times, technology has been utilized to prevent fraudulent transactions with the credit card company sending alerts. With all these developments, it wouldn't surprise me if we were able to pay with our fingerprint scanner in the near future. We are close with the use of Apple Pay and similar payment methods that are hooked up directly to a store or facility's payment center. The best way to avoid a problem is to educate people on how to prevent it from happening in the first place. Banks that issue new cards to customers should be mandated to review safe online banking practices, including what not to do. It is the responsibility of the institution to safeguard patient and customer information. This should be clearly defined to all employees. Education is really the most powerful tool when it comes to avoiding identity theft or credit card fraud. With everything being digital nowadays, it is becoming a part of normal operations to conduct business transactions online. Spammers and hackers will always remain, and they thrive on people that aren't familiar with safe online practices. The best way to eliminate the threat of hackers is to make sure it's very difficult for them to acquire your personal information. This is preferable over trying to do damage control because once the damage is done, it takes a very long time to clean it up.